The story starts here in the heart of the city.
We've been following the story since it first broke.
Everyone's waiting to find out what's next.
It's an issue here and for residents around Boston.
Now the city is buzzing.
It's a story you first saw on SU News.
Exclusive details you'll only see here.
And now, we're getting the answers.
We track down the details.
It's the talk of the town.
It's all coming up on SU News.
Hello and welcome to SU News. I'm Sofia Hernandez, and you may have noticed something different about this newscast. With all the events unfolding from what the World Health Organization is calling a planet-wide pandemic, our usual news coverage will be brought to you from the safety of our homes. The streets in Boston may be quiet, but we won't be. A lot of talk has been in the news lately about the number of coronavirus cases rising, but it isn't often that you get to hear from those who've been affected by COVID-19. Haley Clegg talked to a few people who contracted the virus to share their experiences and what they've been going through.
First, in our coronavirus coverage, the number of deaths still rising. As of Thursday, 25 people in Massachusetts have died. Over 2,400 others have been diagnosed with the virus. In Massachusetts, continuing to struggle to get healthcare workers equipment to help them battle the pandemic.
I stand here as someone who has had confirmed orders for millions of pieces of gear evaporate in front of us. And I can't tell you how frustrating it is. But I'm telling you, people are spending hours and hours and hours trying to get this stuff here for exactly that reason. Our first responders, our healthcare workers, everybody deserves to have that gear. And I'm telling you, we're killing ourselves trying to make it happen.
Thursday, Governor Charlie Baker asking the federal government for a major disaster declaration. If approved, the state would receive more federal assistance. Baker also announcing a temporary exemption of nurse-to-patient ratio requirements. And while all Boston College campuses remain closed, one student is sharing her personal experience contracting the virus.
I wasn't coughing much, but a little bit, which I didn't really question it at first because people catch all kinds of things at the airport.
That student did not want to reveal her identity, but she sat down for an exclusive interview with SU News. She says despite international headlines, she had no idea what she was getting herself into while traveling to Spain over spring break.
It didn't seem like it had been getting that bad because me and my friends were constantly checking the news to make sure it wasn't getting so bad that we had to that we couldn't go.
The World Health Organization says that symptoms vary depending on the severity of the case, and that changes person to person. But for this student, as soon as those symptoms hit, she knew she was in trouble.
I was tired all the time for the first few days. I slept almost all day, every day. Every single time I woke up, I was just constantly coughing. I had a massive headache. My lungs were starting to hurt just from coughing. I never had trouble breathing, but it hurt when I coughed.
And now she's recovering at home. Her family's dining room converted into a makeshift triage center of sorts, her family concerned about possibly spreading the virus between them.
They hung towels in the doors so that I am only in this room and everything I need is in here. I've been nowhere near any of my siblings because I don't want to get them sick.
And as the pandemic continues to escalate, her main concern isn't the road to recovery. It's making sure she doesn't pass the virus on to anyone else.
I was more worried about if I got it spreading it to other people because I knew that I would be fine if I got it since I have no health issues that would make it really bad for me. It was more just making sure that I keep other people from getting it when I get home.
As of Thursday, at least 5 Suffolk University students have tested positive for the virus and are now recovering at home. Reporting remotely in Boston, I'm Haley Clegg, SU News.
A major controversy is afloat, and several United States senators are caught up right in the middle of it. Eddie Reinhardt has more on how crime pays.
A U.S. senator is in hot water after it was discovered that questionable stock trading took place after a senator's only briefing on coronavirus. Georgia Senator Kelly Loeffler sold close to $3 million in stock after the meeting and before the inevitable crash of the stock market. Loeffler's husband, Jeffrey Sprecher, is the chairman of the New York Stock Exchange and also sold off a number of shares in his own company. The two have an estimate net worth of around $500 million, making Loeffler one of the richest members of the Senate. Loeffler claims she had no knowledge of any of her stock transactions and that they are handled by a third-party investor.
The Securities and Exchange Commission warned Monday against the use of private information for financial gain via stock trading. The Stock Act also strictly prohibits senators and high-ranking government officials from insider trading with knowledge that is not available to the public.
The ongoing pandemic is affecting all sorts of aspects of society. One unfortunate ramification is many people are losing their jobs. Maxim Isaac has more with this story, along with how the Commonwealth of Massachusetts continues to battle the outbreak.
Thousands of people are out of a job in Massachusetts as the state battles the outbreak.
They're like, oh yeah, so as you've seen on the news, the coronavirus, and because of that, all non-takeout places have to close. So we have to close our doors. We can't open right now.
Governor Baker has said that the state is working to streamline the unemployment process and is working to loosen restrictions that can make it hard to get benefits quickly. With the beginning of the month coming up, some question the future of the workforce.
I was scared, I was worried. I was like, if now everywhere is closing and restaurants are closing, what am I going to do to make money? How am I going to make money?
One solution that has been trending is working at a delivery company like Instacart. According to a press release, Instacart plans on hiring 300,000 workers in the coming weeks. However, single parents without support might find it difficult to work.
Especially if you're a single parent. There's ways that you can go make money right now. You can do Instacart and stuff like that. But you can't because you have nobody to watch your kids. And then some people, you got to get babysitters to watch your kids. And it's you got to pay to make money. And
unemployment claims take 3 to 4 weeks to process, and it might even take longer if there isn't an issue with your paperwork. Sadia has filed for unemployment and Tara will be in the coming weeks. But if you have lost your job, you must file for unemployment during your first week of not working. In Boston, I'm Maxim Isaac, SU News.
Professional sports have also come to a halt, and Boston Bruins employees are awaiting news on how they will be compensated while out of work. RJ Agostinelli has more on the story.
Boston Bruins owner Jeremy Jacobs has come under fire after thousands of game day employees were forced out of work due to the coronavirus pandemic. The Bruins were the last team in professional sports to compensate their employees for missed work due to the outbreak. After pressure from Attorney General Maura Healey and other local officials, Jacobs released a statement announcing a $1.5 million fund for employees should the Bruins season not resume. So far, no word on when employees will receive the compensation. Reporting from Boston, RJ Agostinelli, SU News.
Universities around the nation have been making significant changes to how they're operating while battling the spread of COVID-19. From how classes are being taught to how graduations will be conducted. Hannah Arroyo talks about how Northeastern plans to hand out diplomas to the class of 2020.
Students at Northeastern won't be crossing the stage this May. Instead, they'll be watching from online. According to the university, the virtual ceremony is set for May 1st.
It was so upsetting because, everyone expects it to be a big thing and to celebrate your accomplishments.
Others are just as upset with the announcement, starting their own petitions online.
I think they could have waited. I don't think, right now, I don't think the May 1st date would have worked out. But instead of doing it virtually and announcing it a couple days later that it would be virtual, they could have waited and pushed the date instead.
With schools across the country shut down due to the pandemic, some parents are taking on a teaching role as their children shift to online learning at home. Amy Casera has more on how those parents are adjusting.
As schools across the country switch to online learning due to coronavirus concerns, parents are coming up with creative ways to turn their living rooms into classrooms. While parents are focusing on keeping their children happy and healthy as COVID-19 makes its way through Massachusetts, they have also had to adapt to a new challenge, maintaining their child's education while at home.
We've been just going on our computers every once in a while and doing some schoolwork and reading sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit. Well, we initially, the girls, when it first happened, there wasn't really much talk of doing any work per se.
Governor Charlie Baker announced that schools will remain closed until May 4th, but said that parents should not treat this time off as an early summer vacation.
Teachers were starting to reach out to their students via, Google Classroom? Is that what you guys use at school that can also be accessed through home? And so teachers were starting to get in touch with students.
To ensure all students the same learning opportunities, Dartmouth Public Schools provided one Chromebook to each household for students who did not have access to them. However, the shift to online learning also poses challenges for young students.
The teacher who could really describe how to do it better in person, and it's just probably going to be harder.
Kara, a parent in Dartmouth, Massachusetts, explained how her daughters, Maddie, a 5th grader, and Reagan in 3rd grade, have stayed connected to their teachers and classes through using Google Classroom and Zoom to stay in touch.
They've sent us emails. A lot of teachers use different apps, reminder apps.
Parents have been encouraged by school districts to utilize online resources to help normalize their child's learning.
Even Facebook is a way that I've been able to even stay in touch with DeMello School, which is the girls' school that they attend. The principal has been getting on every morning and doing a live morning chat where she'll even do the Pledge of Allegiance. So many people have come together.
While the situation remains fluid for schools and their students, the community is continuing to come together even from a distance. I'm Amy Casera, SU News.
Despite the stress brought on by this challenging situation, many people around the world are still looking for ways to stay positive. Rohan Gao shows how some towns are trying to spread some light in what seems to be a dark time.
People around the world are still looking to stay positive amid the coronavirus outbreak.
The Farmington, New Hampshire town administrator decided to switch on the Christmas lights in the town. The end result, this lights display. And there have been similar trends across the country.
I hope that given the unnormal circumstances we're living in right now, I hope that this can help lift some spirits. We have a lot of people that have been displaced out of work because of all the restaurants being closed and daycares being closed and schools being closed. So hopefully this can bring a smile to the kids' faces, which then will bring a smile to the parents' faces.
So within a couple days ago, somebody mentioned maybe turning lights back on, and we were going to take them down in a few weeks, and we decided that's a great idea. Let's turn them back on, because maybe it'll lift some spirits in the town.
People are trying to do whatever they can to spread a little joy during this uncertain time. Reporting from Medford, I'm Rohan Gao.
While the city streets may be empty, Boston's Back Bay has been filled with sounds of cheer as residents stay connected through singing. Alexandra Cassie has more on how the communities boost morale.
What's usually known as an anthem for Boston sports games is given a helpful rendition by Bostonians in relation to the coronavirus. Sweet Caroline, ho, ho, ho. With government officials encouraging social distancing amidst the virus outbreak, Bostonians have taken it upon themselves to sing about safe distances and lift the spirits of those self-isolating.
my encouragement to people is like, get out and sing. Keep a safe distance, wash your hands a lot, and don't come out if you're feeling ill or symptomatic.
Being in quarantine for over a week, the singers follow in the footsteps of those in Italy who were found singing from their balcony to connect from safe distances.
I feel like we reflected and realized, like, oh, this feels really important to do. So let's just do it anyway and not care about what other people think.
Bringing joy to the community, they also make sure to thank those who are servicing others during this outbreak and keeping spirits high.
Thank you!
With the quarantine on the minds of many, Jesse and his neighbors plan to keep the concert going as long as people sing along. Reporting, I'm Alexandria Acacia, SU News.
That's all for today on SU News. For more content, please follow us at SU News for You. I'm Sofia Hernandez, and we'll see you next time.